Sant Ishar Singh Ji Memorial Public School, Karmsar, Rana Sahib. Class 12th Commerce, Subject Business Studies, Topic Meaning and Characteristics of Management by Sood. Hello friends, today I am going to explain you the meaning and objectives of management. First of all, let us know that there are two different concepts of management which was previously followed and one which is now followed. So according to the traditional concept which was followed earlier, management is the art of getting things or work done by others. But if we talk about the modern concept of management, it refers to the process of getting things or work done with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. Now here two new words we have seen. One is effectively and efficiently. So first of all, we must know what is the meaning of this effectiveness and efficiency. Friends, effectiveness means doing the right task, completing the activities and achieving the goals. In other words, we can say that it is concerned with the end results. Being effective or doing work effectively basically means finishing the given task. Another word we came into contact here is efficiency. Efficiency means doing the task correctly and with minimum cost. Friends, it is not enough to just complete the task. There is another aspect also, that is being efficient, or as we say, doing work efficiently. There is a kind of cost benefit analysis involved and the relationship between inputs and outputs. For example, if by using less resources, that is the inputs, more benefits are derived, that is more outputs are derived, then efficiency has been increased. Efficiency is also increased when for the same benefit or outputs, fewer resources are used and less costs are incurred. Input resources are money, material, equipment and persons required to do a particular task. So obviously, management is concerned with the efficient use of various resources because they reduce costs and ultimately lead to higher profits. Now, we can very well see here in the flow chart that the concept of management here covered three different points. One was effectiveness, another was efficiency, and one more thing was process. Why process? Here in the definition or the meaning of management, according to the modern concept, we studied that management is a process because it is the primary function or activity that management performs to get things done. These functions are planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And management is also described as the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the efforts of organizational members and of using organizational resources to achieve specific goals. With this, the concept of management is all clear to us. Now, let us move ahead to the characteristics or features of management. Friends, there are 7 different characteristics or features of management. So the first feature here we're going to study is management is goal oriented. An organization has a set of basic goals which are the basic reason for its existence. These should be simple and clearly stated. So different organizations have different goals. For example, the goal of a retail store may be to increase the sales, but the goal of a school, on the other hand, is to impart education to children. Management unites the efforts of different individuals in the organization towards achieving the organizational goals, which are already determined or predetermined. It is being depicted here through the diagram also that managerial functions are aiming towards the goals of the organization. Next feature or characteristic of management is all pervasive or management is universal. Management is pervasive as it is required in all the organizations in all the departments and at all the levels. Whether it be a manufacturing unit or a service organization, whether it be a big unit or a small organization, a profit-making organization or not-for-profit organization, they all require management for managing their activities. All the functions which are being performed in the organization are performed in every type of organization. Hence, it is universal in nature, or we can say it is all pervasive in nature. Now, another feature or characteristic of management is multidimensional. Now, what do you mean by this management is multidimensional? We all know that management is a very complex activity, that it has three main dimensions. First one is management of work, second is management of people, and third one is management of operations. All the organization exists for the performance of some work. And if we talk about the management of work, for example, in a factory, a product is manufactured. In a garment store, a customer's need is satisfied. In a hospital, a patient is treated. So management translates this work in terms of the goals to be achieved and assigns the means to achieve it. And this is done in terms of problems to be solved, decisions to be made, plans to be established, budgets to be prepared, responsibilities to be assigned, and authority to be delegated. So we can say that here management includes management of work. Now, management of people. Human resources or people are an organization's greatest assets. Despite all the developments of technology, getting work done through people is still a major task for the managers. Managing people has two dimensions: dealing with the employees as individuals with diverse needs and behaviors, and secondly, dealing with employees as a group of people. So the task of a manager is to make people work towards the achievement of the organizational goals by making their strengths effective and their weaknesses irrelevant. The third way we can say that management of operations. Every organization has some basic product or service to provide in order to survive. So this requires a production process of transforming input material and the technology into the desired output for consumption. This is all interlinked with both the management of work and the management of people. Fine. So thus we can say that management is multidimensional. Next characteristic or feature of management is that management is a continuous process. Management process is a series of continuous, composite but separate functions, and they comprise of planning, organizing, directing, staffing and controlling. All these functions are simultaneously performed by all the managers all the time. The time spent by managers in different functions, however, is different. Managers at the top level spend more time in planning and organizing than managers at the lower levels of the organization. Next feature or characteristic of management is a group activity. Now, what do you mean by this? Management is a group activity. An organization is a collection of diverse individuals who have different needs, expectations, and beliefs. Every person joins the organization with a different motive, but after becoming a part of the organization, they work for achieving the same single goal, which is decided or predetermined by the organization. It requires supervision, teamwork, and consideration, and it is the place where the picture of management exists. It is the place where management is in working position. Next feature is dynamic function. Management is a dynamic function and it has to adapt itself to the changing environment. An organization exists in a business environment that has various factors like social, political, legal, technological, and economic factors. And all these factors keep on changing every time. One time, one factor may change, another time, another factor may change, or at the same time, more than one factor can also change, and these may have impact on the management or the business. A slight change in any of these factors will affect the organization's growth and performances. So, to overcome these changes, management formulates strategies and implements them. For example, McDonald's. It is a fast food giant made major changes in its menu to be able to survive in the Indian market. For example, it offers aloo tikki burger. Like we can say in our Desi language that Desi tadka in Videshi packet. Fine. That is why it is being preferred and liked by each and every individual, most of the individuals of India. Moreover, it is less expensive also. Fine. So, thus we can say that management is a dynamic function. Then the last feature or characteristic of management is intangible force. That is, management is an intangible force. How management is an intangible force? Look, it is an intangible force that cannot be seen, that cannot be touched, but its presence can be felt or its effect is noticeable when targets are met according to plans. Employees are happy in the organization and satisfied, and there is orderliness instead of chaos. Fine. So we can say that organizations management or management is an intangible force. So with this, the characteristic or features of management are all over. Let's have a quick look once again at all these features. Number 1, management is goal oriented. Number 2, management is all pervasive or universal. Number 3, management is multidimensional as it includes management of work, management of people, and management of operations. Then management is a continuous process because each and every manager in an organization is continuously engaged in managing its activities and the activities of its subordinate. Then management is a group activity. Management is a dynamic function. And the last but not the least is management is an intangible force which cannot be seen or touched, but it can be felt if the organization's employees are satisfied, if the employees are happy, if there is orderliness in the organization, and the targets are getting achieved according to plans. So friends, hope you all understood the concept well. With this, I am summing up my video. Thank you everybody.